Most of us think of anger as something bad, an emotion that can cause fight, harsh words, and destroy relationships. And that may be true. Yet, the Bible speaks of a particular kind of anger that is not only acceptable, but necessary. It is righteous indignation, a response rooted in genuine love and concern for justice. It arises when God confronts clear evil. Righteous indignation is when love demands anger. In the Gospel of Matthew 21, Jesus entered the temple court and discovered merchants who were exploiting worshippers by overcharging for sacrificial animals and currency exchange. The temple was supposed to be a holy place, a house of prayer, but these people have turned into a shady marketplace. Jesus' response was swift and passionate. He flipped over tables, drove out the money changers, and shouted that they were turning God's house into a den of thieves. This display of anger might seem shocking at first, but it was driven by a deep love for God's holiness and for the poor people who were being exploited. Another example is a moment occurred in Mark chapter 3 when Jesus was scorned by the Pharisees for healing on the Sabbath. Their hearts were so hard that they were more concerned about their rules than a man's suffering. Jesus looked at them with anger, grieved at how twisted their priorities had become. In this situation, Jesus' anger wasn't fueled by personal insult or desire to get even. Instead, it came from a pure heart that hated seeing people being abused or left in pain. Righteous anger is about standing against injustice in a way that defends others rather than seeking our own revenge. We sometimes struggle to handle our own anger in our own lives, and that's true. Anger, when that comes from pride and bitterness or wishes to hurt others, are clearly harmful. But there may be a moment when, like Jesus, we feel stirred to speak up or act because someone is being wrong. A mother who sees her child being bullied or abused should feel a surge of a protective anger. The key is that our response should be guided by love and aimed at the wrongdoing, not a reckless outpouring of hatred. The Bible warns us repeatedly not to take vengeance into our own hands. Human anger, if unchecked, can turn into something vengeful or cruel. That's why Romans chapter 12 verse 19 says that we should leave room for God's wrath because he is a perfect judge. Yet, there are sometimes we can't stand silently while evil flourishes. It means we address injustice carefully, prayerfully, with a heart that seeks of healing rather than destruction. Righteous indignation reminds us that God of the Bible is not a distant figure who ignores suffering. He gets involved. He opposes cruelty. He stands up for the weak. His love is so strong that he cannot sit quietly when people are harmed, and he will act. And that is the nugget. Thank you for studying. I will see you tomorrow.